All right, team. Welcome back to the Joint Dynamics podcast. My name is Andrew Cox. I'm one of the owners and directors of a company here in Hong Kong. It's called Joint Dynamics, and that's the name of the podcast. Crazy. Wow, what a treat we're in for today. I'm hanging out with my mate, Joe Lodder. Joe, check this out. Joe is going to run from the Great Wall of China, Beijing, to Hong Kong, 60 kilometres a day, over 60 days. He's doing that for a number of reasons that we're going to get into, but mostly it is to raise awareness and money for some really worthwhile charities. Joe, when he's not being an ultra endurance runner, he's the director of the Action Asia Foundation's Run for Ability campaign. Get out of here. Great to see you again, Joe.
Yeah, great. Thanks for having me on, Andrew.
It's awesome. You know, Joe and I, we're in the gym, 2 times a week?
2 times a week, yeah.
Part of preparing Joe, part of Joe's preparation for running from Beijing to Hong Kong, we've been doing some work together at Joint Dynamics. It's been really fun. We're looking at it from a perspective of maintaining your joint health and also increasing your capacity, a bit of strength.
Well, I've been to, as you know, I use Stephen Kerwin, who I think is the best masseur massage.
Healer, he calls himself, and that's fair, isn't it?
Total healer. A few years ago, there was a point in time where I thought I'd never run again, and he started working on me. And one day I was going for an MRI scan in Thailand. I was flying there the next day. He's working on me and I'm going, have I done this? He said, Joe, stop it. It's in your head. Just start running. And I'm on the plane going, should I land, phone up, cancel the MRI, start running. I haven't stopped running since.
There you go.
And so I'm a big believer with him, using him along with an osteopath and other methods, but he's amazing. But he said to me, I was running, I was doing a lot of running, and I was feeling really good. I was very light. And he said, Joe, you need to slow down on the running. You need to strengthen up your body. And obviously Andrew and I had been, we knew each other pretty well. We've done a podcast together.
Events
together. Yeah. You've helped me raise a load of money for the charity, which has been, thank you very much for that again.
My pleasure, mate.
We've also done talks together.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of things going on together.
Yeah.
But we'd never worked together from a physical point of view, as in you helping me build up. And when you offered, you said, come and join us. And Stephen said, you've got to build your body up. And that's where we started doing that. We've been doing it for 2-3 months now. And I've just had a full test today. I've been down to Baptist University in Hong Kong, which has the best in the whole of Hong Kong science department for sport. It's got a whole in fact, in a few months' time, it's just going to be insane. But now we went into an enclosed capsule and did a full testing under regulated. Everything was regulated under temperature regulations, and I'm in good shape actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really good shape. My body feels good. I did a 30K run the other day. I just decided it was going to be easy. I don't want to hurt myself before because I leave on Thursday. We go
this week.
This week.
No way. Thursday, so we got the event Thursday.
No, Friday, sorry. Leave on Friday. Thursday afternoan. Leave Friday
take it off after that event.
Yeah. That was
Hang on, Joe.
And so I did this run from I can't remember the name of the monastery now, but the monastery with the big white statue.
I wish I did.
Anyway, I did a run from there to Polin Monastery, because Polin is the monastery that's partially supporting this run. And we'll go into that a lot more. But I did this run. It's a race. And the idea was, right, I'm going to run all the roads, whether they're down, up, flat, whatever. And then as soon as I get to trails, I'll just hike, not push myself. So I don't want to hurt myself or anything like that. Wow, I smashed it. Awesome. I was so happy with it. Every bit, no matter how steep the hill was, I ran it. Felt good. Passing everyone up the hills, I felt good. 55-year-old passing all these youngsters and chatting to them as I went along, because when I run, I talk just the same as this. So, I'm very happy with how I did. I did the Dexter test, which said my whole body's really even, which it hasn't been. Nice. So it's literally my left and right legs almost identical.
Saves you running in circles, mate.
Yeah, before I was running in circles. So you've done a great job.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah,
it's been a lot of fun. I've had so much fun working together.
Yeah,
and we might get one more session in before you go.
We're down for Wednesday, are we?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's on.
And
It's
then
on.
just to not close the door on Stephen, but just to say, did podcast with him, has Handsville travel? Because Stephen has had the most amazing life, as far as a therapist is concerned, traveling around the world, working on politicians, you name it. But also he's done, how many Ironmans has he done? 21? It's something crazy.
It's an insane amount. When you look at him.
Insane amount of, yeah. And
He's
he's
like a cage fighter.
Yeah, he's big, strong dude. And I'm like, what are you doing in endurance
so soft
sports for?
as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lovely. I mean, he's also been helping my wife, who's a chef, and she's got, that like tennis elbow kind of, which has come from her working as a chef. And he's really helped her as well.
He's doing all right.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
That's enough pushing him.
Yeah, he's doing all right without us.
I think he's all right.
You know what I would love to dive into? Actually, let's frame this. Tell us what you're doing, and then we'll dive into the logistics of that, because I think it's amazing. You know, not many humans wake up one day and go, you know what I'm going to do? Roll over to your wife or your partner and go, you know what, babe, I might run from Beijing to Hong Kong. What do you think about that? Or maybe people do say they would like to do outlandish, incredibly ambitious things, but the percentage of those that follow through I don't think is that high. For some reason, you are. And then just on the back of that, I would add, remember, you were the first person in Hong Kong to do the 5 trails in 5 days. Is that right?
That's true, yeah.
That's like, seriously, the trail running community of Hong Kong is just going, bloody hell, Joe, you must be a crazy person. Like, to do what you've done is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not... The 4 trails is something insane because you don't stop. With the 5 trails, you get to stop, so it does make it a bit easier.
Okay.
But it's still 100
Humble of you to
kilometres
say.
further, you know. So, it's not... I think the 4 trails is still something that maybe I'll look at when I'm 60, not long away.
Yeah, we've got to keep training for another 5 years to build up the capacity.
Yeah,
I
I
reckon.
just haven't quite got there yet.
Yeah, well, let's consider running from Beijing to Hong Kong a good training run then.
Yeah, well, that's my good friend Tomo, he's an ultra runner from Japan. I think he's ran 81 milers so far. He's aiming for 100, which is insane.
Hang on.
100 milers.
81 100-mile races.
Yeah. So Tomo, he came to stay with me the other day, and he literally said, "Yeah, this is a training run for you, Joe." So yeah, okay. So what we're doing is, originally when the idea came up, I was drunk, and I did turn to Mum.
All best ideas.
Yeah, and I said I'm going to run across China, but I sobered up. And the idea was still there. It was niggling away. And after I did 5 trails, it was niggling away more. Originally, I was going to go and see whether I could run around Wales first. But then I decided with COVID and things that wasn't possible. So I then focused on China. And of course, we've come out of COVID. And so the idea originally was just me on my own, maybe with one other person, just starting in Beijing and then finding my way down and coming to Hong Kong. Nothing major, just popping out for a run. And then I told, obviously you start talking about it. It takes a long time before you start talking about it, because once you start talking about it, you have to do it.
Yeah, there's a level of accountability there.
Once you start, you have to do it. You can't start and then not. So once I started talking about it, I then talked to Principal Eric, who is the headmaster of Tayo School. And I said to him, maybe we could do something together with the kids. Because I thought all these guys do these, not all these guys, that's the wrong word. When people do these extreme things, they do it on their own. It's something for themselves. And during that time, they often raise money, a lot of money, and they do this amazing extreme event. Now, for me, I was looking at doing exactly the same thing. However, when I started talking with Principal Eric, I thought, why can't this be an event where it not only is an extreme event, but it's also changing the lives of individuals whilst we do it? It's like a live event that we're actually changing people as we do this. And so talking with Eric, and we came up with this plan to bring the students with us, and they would run every day a short, it could be a couple of kilometers, it could be 5. One of them is going to do a couple of 50s as we go along, who's proven that he can do that with us. He's ran with me a few times, 30, 40K races. And so...
How old are these kids, Joe?
So the youngest, I think, is 15 and the eldest is 19.
Yeah.
So these kids have had, it's not that they've had a deprived life or anything like that, but they're just lacking a bit of confidence and self-esteem. And so what we're trying to do is use sport, and you know what it's like, the endorphins that come through us when we achieve, you know, when I feel $1 million having ran this race and feel really good because it went well for me. Today, just, you know, doing this test in this science lab, it went well. I felt good. And the guys were like, oh my God, your heart rate comes straight down. It's, you know, you're in great shape. And so it gives me confidence. So if it's giving me confidence doing that, imagine what it's going to do for these students.
Yeah.
And so we kind of went, okay, let's do that. When we started it, poof, we had 14 students. I was like, oh my God, I got pretty stressed.
Hang on, 1-4 or 4-0?
14.
1-4.
So we had 3 schools that were going to participate. Anyway, it's thankfully it's come down to 9 students, and 9 students who are 100% coming with us. They're all from Tayo School, which is a great little school in Tayo. And these students range from, I think, 15 to 19 years old. They've all had to do a certain amount to get to qualify, i.e. they've had to show that they're committed. And by doing that, they've had to use the gym. They've had to go running, a little bit of stuff like that. But what we're doing is they're going to use sport. We've got a mobile classroom that's coming with us. We've got a Hong Kong professor from Hong Kong University. He's joining us and he's coming along with us as well. And and so they're going to learn along the way, run a bit, see people, see the local people, see the culture, see communities, history of China, see China as they go along, and just see more than they would. It's an adventure.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold. And
it's all right, mate.
On top of that, what we're doing is wanting to build responsibility for them as well. So part of the responsibility is that they've got to do social media to help raise awareness and raise money and get people to share the bigger cause that we're going for, which is helping raise money for those that can't. And this is the event called Unbound Ultra Run, and it's the 3,000 kilometers. It's more than 3,000 kilometers, but it looks better if we write it that way.
Just to be factual, how many?
I think it's going to be nearer 3,200. I think by the time we've gone all the where the areas are, kilometers, and so their responsibility, and so what they're doing is building responsibility, and also. Imagine the achievement. So the achievement of doing the event, the achievement of helping people who, can't run like they can run. I mean, it's going to be incredible for them. So they've already, we went yesterday to the Paralympics had an open day at Kai Tak Stadium, and we took all the students with us, and a few of the teachers came as well. And literally they spent the day volunteering, helping like they got you could go and ride a horse, like riding for disabled. There's a great disabled sailing community as well, of which one of the guys called Mark we've helped in the past as well, and still are helping actually with using the Vasper machine, which really changing his kind of life, because it's movement that he couldn't do because he's obviously disabled, but using this machine, he can use the movement.
And he's unloaded in the best
yeah,
machine,
so it's weightless. So it's really helping him. So that's Esther, who's been a great support of mine through the past 4 years, actually, in recovery of from various injuries that I've had along the line. And so that's what we're trying to do, and hopefully achieve the 3,000 and arrive back in Hong Kong on the 15th of December.
Wow. Hey, why don't we have a drink? Because I just want to mention, so IM8, thankfully, mate, have sponsored this episode for us, and they've given us some of their longevity mix.
Oh, cool.
And I can say with confidence, go to im8health.com, use the code Joint Dynamics, and get some marvellous benefits.
It tastes
And
nice.
it does taste good too, eh?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Maybe I should take this on the road with me.
go on, mate. Go on. It's a longevity mix. So by the time you finish, you'll be younger than when you started.
Well, I just did my, is it DEXA test, and I'm 40 years old.
There you go.
That's 15 years younger than I am.
I remember
I was very happy
we
about
spoke
that.
about this the other day, didn't we? How old's your wife? Is it all right? Oh, gosh.
younger
Is it
than
all
her
right,
now.
Novi? Is it okay? Yeah,
got a younger
she's a
husband.
cougar. your wife, according to your biological age, is a cougar. Hey, just quickly, you're starting at the Great Wall of China.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you know where you're finishing yet, or is that going to be revealed?
We're
along the way?
still, I don't know at the moment. We're still working on it. I kind of don't want to focus on that.
Yeah, you got to focus on getting up every day
Yeah.
and running. Which
So
is,
someone said the other day about this, and I said, okay, we arrive back in Hong Kong on the 15th. That's the aim. Where we arrive, to me, it doesn't really matter. Kai Tak have offered, although they, I think that was in, we were both, I think he got,
we spoke at the event.
I think he got overawed by my talk and kind of wanted to be, so I don't know.
So did I, mate. I was there in the crowd
it was
going.
pretty cool. And then possibility of AIA at the harbour there.
It's a great venue
But
as
anyway,
well.
we'll work it out. There's 2 months to finalise that. And yeah, so we start at the wall and then go run down it.
Oh,
So,
I didn't
yeah.
spill this. Hey, I want to touch on logistics
Yeah.
for a moment. Running 60 Ks a day, well, more than 3,000 kilometres, 3,200. So you have 9 kids coming along for the run. And I actually wanted to touch on a little bit. I believe, you said there's benefits through sport. Sometimes those benefits come with adversity. Like when you're absolutely going deep into adversity, running 60 Ks a day, not just the physical attributes required to run 60 kilometres a day for 60 days, but also the mental capacity. Like if we dive into day 33, Joe, you wake up and you're like, and your wife calls you like, hey, she says, what are you doing today? Guess what? I'm running another 60 Ks.
It's going to be so boring, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I don't know about maybe the scenery would be beautiful, but
A lot of it's,
Just
I
the
think, a
mental
lot of it's on
fatigue as
most of it's
well.
on the road.
Yeah.
So it's going to be. I've never done this kind of thing before. Obviously, I've never done this kind of thing before.
it tastes great.
I have trained a lot on the roads to try and bring that in, but I have no idea what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
All I know is that with your help and other people's help, I've worked hard to put my body in a reasonable shape, considering how shit a form it was in beforehand. So I think all I can do is focus on each step and just keep going. That's ultimately
Okay.
ultimately all I can do.
What you just stimulated in me just then, I know, sorry guys, I dangled the carrot of logistics, and we are going to get into logistics,
Yeah.
but I really think it's important that we learn at your lowest point, because Joe was a jockey. No, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe was a jockey, and what was one of the, give me 2 of the lowest moments as a jockey, knowing your story.
You know what's
Shit.
interesting then? You start talking about me as a jockey and I immediately closed myself off like that. That was funny.
Yeah.
I had to pull myself away. Yeah, I mean, I rode as a jockey professionally for 11 years. It was amazing. I mean, I was lucky to do a sport that I love doing, and the camaraderie, and still is the camaraderie. I'm still buddies with all my mates that I used to ride with, and they're being really supportive of me, which is really lovely as well. And yeah, I mean, I was a jockey for 11 years. I rode professionally. I made a living from it. I was lucky to travel a bit riding as well. And yeah, unfortunately, I had a bad accident that stopped it. And, there's a pretty shitty story that comes out from behind after that. And it kind of, the racing is a tough game. There's a lot of falls. 1 in 10 falls used to be the average. I think it's got better now because the game has changed slightly. The fences are not quite as hard. I think they've got safer, but it's still
this isn't
tough.
traditional horse racing. Yours
No,
was
this
steeplechase.
it's called steeplechasing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called National Hunt Racing.
Yeah.
It's only there aren't so many countries that it's done in. So most of it is in the UK, France, Ireland. It's big. It's big. They're a little bit in the US and some other countries, but those are the areas where it's big. But it's dangerous.
Yeah,
People die.
if you don't mind sharing, tell us
There's a
about
lot.
the worst injury that you had.
Well, I broke my back, and luckily,
pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
pretty bad,
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
And interestingly, that's not the worst injury I had. That because I've not had problems from it since. My shoulder has been, as you know, you've been working on it and thing at shoulder. I had a fall. I had a fall in at Doncaster. Hurt my shoulder. There was me and another person. That other person couldn't drive, so I had to drive home. But I couldn't change the what was it? I couldn't change the gears. So while I was driving, she had to change the gears as I was driving.
Teamwork.
Yeah, because my shoulder wouldn't work to change the gears. So that was funny. We had to go about 150 miles driving like that. Yeah, that was my shoulder was bad because it still hurts now. I still have problems now. It's a shoulder's not an easy one, but I broke my back, but they took my license off me from that. I cracked my back bad enough for them to say, you're not riding again. So they took my license off me. But you know the story, my mate, Richard Davis, all of our mates, because we're all mates. There was only when I was riding, I think there was like 250, 260 jockeys in the UK, which is not very many. So you get to know everybody you knew in our age group or in our time, we knew everybody really closely. And Richard was quite close, very close, because he was a neighbouring farmer, we were similar age.
Yeah.
But he unfortunately died riding the horse I should have ridden. And on the way to hospital.
It's a
pretty
moment
shitty.
right there,
yeah.
That's a moment.
And he's not the only one. Philip Barnard died while I was riding, even another young guy. And there are many more who died while I was riding.
How do you think that's influenced you?
Well, I know Richard has influenced me because I blanked it out for a long time. You have kind of, I think because it came all at the same time where I stopped riding, my mate died, and I was trying to find a new start. I kind of buried it all underneath. And I don't think until now I've really since I stayed sober for the last 4 years, that I started admitting the issues I had from stopping riding early, because I saw other jockeys who stopped riding and then they went off the rails, drank too much. There's a big alcohol problem and depression problem in racing. A lot of jockeys committed suicide after riding. And I think that has to do with hitting your head. You finish riding, you don't know what to do because it's just such an all-inclusive job to do, and also thrilling. You're racing at 50 kilometers an hour. You're jumping over fences at serious speeds. It's pretty exciting stuff. And then when you lose that, I think it's quite tough. And then on top of that, obviously losing a friend, and because it was on the horse I should have been riding, kind of feel a bit responsible as well. And I think kind of it took me, I'm kind of only starting to admit it now, but I'm okay now. But it's kind of, I hid everything. You're drinking. I drank a lot. Guys, I drank a lot, sorry. And I gave it up about 4 years ago. And
did you seek the help of a therapist or anyone?
No, I just started running.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many times you hear that.
So many. I've got all my mates all overweight. Almost every friend of mine who's a runner was overweight. Yeah. Like I was 20 kilos overweight. Tomo, who we were just talking about, he told me he was like nearly 30 kilos overweight. I was saying, thank God I didn't have to carry that weight into the talk the other day.
Yeah, that's right. While Joe's coughing,
sorry.
We gave a presentation at the Club Managers Association. It was such a great event, 100 people from different clubs, club managers. Anyway, Joe was the closing speech, and he rang me in the morning. He said, can you bring a 20-kilogram weight plate it was at the Royal Hong Kong Yacht Club, which is a phenomenal venue, wasn't it? It was
Great
so
venue,
fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, I brought this 20-kilogram weight plate, hand it to Joe, and even you didn't realise how much weight you'd lost. You're like, what the hell is this thing?
It's amazing. Actually, I realised I've put some weight on, which is what we've been trying to.
Bit of muscle, yeah, especially in those hips and legs, mate. You don't need a bigger chest, but some bigger hips, legs.
I put 5 kilos on since you and I've started, which is really good.
Side note there, got to weigh yourself when you come back and see how much you've lost.
But we're doing this is the reason I went to the sports science clinic today, is we're doing a whole study on it.
That'll be fascinating. Sorry, cool. I just don't want to get too far away. Almost closing a point. I actually, if you sought the help of a therapist, which is a totally great thing to do, and I know many
agree
people,
totally.
It's an amazing, great thing to do. But you did it your way.
Yeah.
And you did it just by hitting the trails.
Yeah.
And then I just said, it's amazing how many people I've heard of and know that to deal with not just their physical challenges, but to deal with their mental challenges, they just get out on the trails, or endurance sports seems to excel. Sports in general has helped so much, but it just seems as though endurance sports. And I remember asking a guy who's in the trail running community in Hong Kong, and I said, tell us about it. And he said to me, when you've run far enough, you just run out of things to think about, and then there comes quiescence.
Yeah, so there was one time I'd been running for 8 hours, and someone said to me, what did you think about? And I thought about it, and I thought, I didn't think about one thing. For 8 hours.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Yeah.
I think,
especially in this world. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that luck of, I was running on my own and I just got out and about. But one of the things that I found with sport is the people you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
You're surrounding yourself with the most positive people on the planet. And it's infectious. So you have that kind of infectious, you're working with people, they're your buddies, you're running with them, and it just encourages it. And I think Hong Kong is on another level, because with such a small place, with so many people that are so enthusiastic and out there every day doing this, that unlike in the UK or other countries, they're so close together, so you see them all the time.
Yeah.
So it's easy to phone up and say, come on, let's go and do a run, or let's go and do, I phoned up Scotty, who owns Fine Print, the other day, and I said, do you want to go and do Hong Kong Trail? And he goes, yeah. When? Tomorrow? Yeah, okay, let's do it. And then we went off and did a 50K Hong Kong Trail in ridiculously hot weather, but it was great fun. I mean, I ended up getting cramps, and Scotty left me alone. And that's the other thing, that on trail running, you don't all stay together. If one is struggling and the other one, it's quite acceptable for you to go on, leave me alone, I'm going to just do my own thing.
Yeah.
Because Hong Kong, it's safe. You're not out in the middle of nowhere. It's easy to get home again. And so, trail runners can go and do their own thing whilst together, start together, maybe not always finish together, or you do. But yeah, it's a great team or single event.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Hong Kong's an amazing place in that regard. On top of the amazing local people we have here.
Oh, incredible.
It seems to encourage a certain DNA of human that moves to Hong Kong, because it's such a thriving, bustling city. So there's a great dynamic of the people you meet.
I think that's
here.
a good point. You've got people coming here trying to find themselves maybe a bit and
push themselves. Especially in business.
Yeah, it's true. And there's a release with trail running and running in particular. When you go to the track, it's always full. I don't go very often, but I started going. Oh my God, it's always full. Great fun.
Endocannabinoids, Joe. Your body makes its own internal marijuana. Trying to simplify. Makes its
I can
own.
feel that.
Yeah.
I can feel that
runner's
today.
high. Literally, that runner's high.
Yeah. I love it.
And then I think just one thing to touch on that you said that I thought was really beautiful. What's that saying? You're the sum of the 5 people you hang around.
Yeah.
And by diving into that environment that you're in, and whatever people luckily get to put themselves in it, or look around at the people that you're with, and that's a pretty good reflection of who you are or who you will become.
What's interesting is that, well, not interesting, this is my interesting. I'm married to a great woman. You've met her. She's got an amazing energy. And she's not, when I was drinking, she didn't try to stop me drinking. She's not the one that caught for, but she's just got amazing energy to be around. Of course, she loves me even more now. I'm not drinking. It makes her life a lot easier, and she really enjoys, being around me for that. But all of my friends who I had who are still drinking, I'm still really good buddies with them, and they totally supported me giving up alcohol, like 100%, and to the degree where I went to Paul, who's my really good mate, his wedding. And I thought, you know what, I'll have a little sip of champagne because it's his wedding. I was one of the best men, and he didn't give me any champagne, which I thought was the best thing, because actually the problem with me is once I start something, I can't stop it. And so he knew that.
That works in your favor for this run,
yeah,
Joe. but not in other things.
Yeah. So actually it was one of the best weddings I've ever been to, because it was the first sober one I'd been at, and it was amazing. Really enjoyed it, dancing with my wife, and just having there was one point we're dancing because it was on an amazing house in Koh Samui onto the beach, and we're dancing on the grass. It's starting to rain, and my wife and I are dancing. There's no one else there, and actually there's a beautiful picture of us doing this, and someone said, oh, those two must be really drunk to be doing that, but actually both sober, because my wife doesn't drink very often either. So yeah, I mean, it's so I've
hang on, Joe, hang on. There's something I think we just have to touch on briefly, succinctly. Tell us about the day you gave up drinking, because I think drinking is one of the largest socially accepted addictions. Not saying that you had an addiction.
No, it's the opposite. It's actually it's worse than that. It's the only drug that is you're almost unaccepted. You're not accepted if you don't drink.
Yeah.
So it's worse than what you're saying there.
Yeah.
It's a drug that
in certain cultures, absolutely.
No, in all Western cultures.
Yeah.
So
so tell us about the day you gave up. Why?
So it wasn't just one day.
Yeah.
What happened was I catch a ferry to come home from work, and have been doing for years because I live on Lantau, so I live on an island. And always I would buy some beers for the ferry. That was just always what happened. And we'd always drink before I caught the ferry, then drink on the ferry. And then, of course, when we got back, I continued drinking. So there was one day I went, right, I've got to stop this. No more alcohol on Hong Kong Island. No more alcohol on the ferry. Only alcohol when I get off the ferry. That was it. So I did that. And that was where the habit started changing. And
what was the catalyst? Why did you decide to do that?
Because I had started running. I'd started exercising, and I'd got more things I wanted to focus on. And I knew I had to start changing things in myself. And I knew that I wasn't good at drinking. I got to the stage. So interesting. I got to the stage where I'd have 2 drinks and I couldn't remember anything, like zero. And I used to think, oh, it's because my body has had enough of my talking, all the shit I talk and all that. And it just had enough of it. And he goes, oh, I can't be bothered to listen to the same shit again. I'm just going to go turn off. But actually, I found out later that it's actually to do with, I can't remember whether it's your kidneys, but you're overloaded. And what happens is it all goes to sorting out your body, and it just shuts the brain off. So what happens with alcohol is that when you drink alcohol, your body goes, oh, I've got to deal with this foreign substance that is toxic in the body. I have to clean that up, and it forgets everything else. And of course, you eat shit, and so you get fatter and everything like that. It's not the actual alcohol that makes you fatter; it's everything else that goes with it. And so, so that was where the point was. I've got to stop that. That can't happen anymore, because I'd be waking up and going to Novi. I'd look at Novi. I'd wake in the morning, and I'd wait for her to. If she cuddled me, I knew I was okay. If she didn't, I'd done something, and I couldn't remember what it was, whether I'd done nothing or whether I'd done something. And then sometimes she'd go, like a couple of hours later, because she's quite sneaky, my wife, she goes, "Oh, Joe, do you remember?" And I go, "Oh my God, what have I done?" Like this. And, so I wanted to stop that. And so that's when I did. I stopped it. And I started running. Started to do a lot of it.
Awesome.
And I just couldn't get up and do the same. I'm older and of course running, it just, like you said, it has such a high that you don't need the other thing. But it took me a year to sort out. My body took me a year to get over alcohol. So I had so long in my body. So even when I was sober and it was clean, there was a lot of things that were all over the shop before it kind of evened out. Balance wasn't quite always right there. Because apparently what happens, because you're drunk all the time, your body gets used to being drunk. And so that when you sober up, actually you can't manage it. So it takes time for your body. It's not a month or something like it's 9-10 months before your body is totally free of everything.
Got it. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Let's go back to running from Beijing to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Now, I really want to understand the logistics. So you running, 9 kids, a professor.
Oh,
What's the team? How many people are involved?
We've got a massive team. It started off as me on my own, maybe with my wife, and it's but it has to be like this because when we got nine children, fundamentally, we have to work differently. So we have a mobile home, which is going to be the classroom. We have the 9 kids. We've got the professor, and then we've also got a guy who's the guide, so to speak. So if anything happens, he knows where to go. He knows who to call. He's been working on this, and he just knows if there's a problem, we can get to here, or we can do that and do that. Because it's not 9 children; it's 18 parents.
Yeah.
As well. So there's a lot of responsibility there.
Gotcha.
So logistically, that's how we're managing that. We've then got a film crew coming with us. So the film crew actually consists of 2 guys coming over from the UK, and there's a guy from China who's going to be part of it. And then also my son, which I'm super excited, will join on the 1st of November. He's going to be doing kind of a behind the scenes documentary of that. So we're doing 2 kind of documentaries. I know it sounds a lot, but one is going to be a documentary of the run and something that we will be really to a high standard. We're hoping we can maybe sell it to somebody or something along those lines. The other one is going to be for the school. So we're documenting it for the school, for the parents, for future people we might look at other things so they can see what how this has helped them and see how the children have, where they've started from and how they are at the end. And so, and then my son is going to be kind of, because he's early stages of documentary making. So he's going to do kind of behind the scenes thing that you'll see much more on Facebook and Instagram and whatever channels that we're pushing out. So they're in a car, so there's a driver for that, and then we're having one car that's for me. So I'm running with a Chinese guy called John, Mr. Fan.
He's going to do the whole thing with you?
Yeah, he's going to attempt the whole thing. So I wanted us to have 2 people just to make sure that we can. He's from Muiwu as well. He's part of our early morning. We have a run club called Early Birds Club, and he's one of the members of that. There aren't many because it's a 5 a.m. run. And he's been working hard. He's a really superb, nice guy. And I'm excited for him to come. So we want to make sure that we achieve it, whether both of us or one of us or as a tag team or whatever. But the whole thing is bigger than one person, I suppose. That's what we're...
So when you think about it for a second, let's just say filmmaking with a script, and then you go, hang on, 60 kilometres a day for 60 days, 9 kids, a professor, all the other unknowables. Okay,
know.
you've prepared your body as best as you can, and obviously
Yeah, yeah.
mentally you're very strong as well. But you still like just I'll go back to day 33 again. You wake up day 33 for 32 days. You've been doing 60 k's a day. The mental fatigue, even the emotional fatigue. That sort of that as an observer. That becomes a fascinating story
Well, I
because
tell you
there's
what,
going to be some challenging times, Joe.
Let's do this so that, the listeners can hear, as we go along, let's do short podcast.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, let's do a dial-in.
Yeah.
Something, like it doesn't have to be very long, 15 minutes or something. We can choose along the way and then I dial in and, we can have a chat and then you can post it and
share what's going on.
let's see how it goes because I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It's so cool.
And it'd be something I could look forward to as well.
Have you done? So just on that, I'm going to frame it a little bit. So at the start, you said how you did that race and you felt great and you were running past people and you were talking. And my mind jumped to David Goggins. Like when you're running and talking, are you quoting David Goggins for the who's going to carry the boat? You know what I mean?
I know.
They don't know me, son. The stuff that David Goggins, mate, whatever he's doing,
amazing.
it's amazing.
Yeah,
he's a phenomenal
and I
human
do
being,
use
obviously.
him to help me some of the times. Yeah,
There you go. What a great person of inspiration.
I went through a bad patch, and when we first started working together, I was very tired. I was struggling.
Oh,
a lot.
yeah.
And I remember going for a run, listening to David Goggins, and he's saying, "Just get up and fucking do it." Yeah. Goggins, get up and fucking do it.
It's a verb now, isn't it? Just Goggins it.
And he goes and he said, sometimes I look at my shoes for half an hour before I get out and I go, I just knew what he was doing because that was the same. But you just got to get out and go and do it. And this one day I had that same thing, 21K I was running. 21K, I know for some people that sounds a lot, but 21K, I wasn't going to do it fast, wasn't going to do it. And I was struggling. So what I did was I was like, right, motherfucker, like this to myself. I'm going to run every kilometer past my house. And I can't stop. So I ran past my house. I can't stop. Ran past my house. I can't stop. Just to get for 21K to get my head. So I go. And then the next day I was fine.
Awesome.
Back to normal again.
That's a therapy session right there.
Yeah, that was me sorting the fuck out for myself.
Yeah.
That was me, David Goggins, myself. It's just kind of, sometimes you've got to do that where you're going, there was one point where I even walked, but I continued. I did my 21K and the next day I haven't felt any issues since.
It was amazing.
I don't know what was wrong with me. I don't know what was going on. What was happening. But I kind of sorted my shit out through that one run.
There's so many ways to find the right way, isn't it?
But running past my house, so I couldn't go home.
Yeah.
You can't go home. You can't go home.
So when you're running on the weekend, you're passing those kids, those other competitors, are you being jovial with them or
I always go past and go, "Hey, you okay? Everything good?"
Awesome.
Obviously I'm not, I'm always really lovely. I'm always concerned for other people, and because a lot of the time they're passing me.
Yeah,
and so
you hope they reciprocate.
Yeah, or and often it's the way you meet and chat with. There was a lovely lady with red hair, and I passed her running down one of the hills and then up another hill, and later on, and I'd said, "Hey, you okay? Everything good? You're feeling okay?" She was like, "Oh, yeah." And then she passed me a bit later on, and she stopped with me for a little while, and then she said, "I'm going to go and leave you. I just want to get back." I said, "It's fine. I'm just chilling." I wasn't pushing. And then later on, I because I'd started running again, and then I passed her again. I caught up with her, and it was good. You're chatting. "Hey, yeah, I'm just tired now." She said, "Okay, I'm going. I'll leave you to it."
All right. Hey, just to circle back to close, do you know the numbers on the logistics? Do you know the numbers, or roughly how many people are part of this? Let's call this expedition.
So there's 9 students. There's 2 runners. There is one. There's one professor, 3 drivers, and a logistics guy.
16 plus your son.
Oh, yeah. And
plus the two documentary
three
guys.
documentaries.
17, 18, 19, 20.
It's a lot.
That's amazing. And where are you staying? Just hotels along the way?
Yeah, we'll stay kind of guest house kind of hotels, depending on what's available, you know.
Can we talk nutrition for a second? Have you thought about it? Have you planned it, or you just?
No. So what I'm doing is, one of the things that stresses me is organizing days.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, we know we got to start where we are, and we know where we're going to finish. And what I've decided, or what we've decided, well, John doesn't have any choice in the matter. He's doing what I'm saying. We're not going to have like lunch halfway or anything like that. We're going to run, and if we see a restaurant and we want to eat, we'll eat. If we see a place that's food we want to eat, because one of the things we want to do is meet people as well.
Yeah.
We want to tell people what we're doing, and so that's what we're doing. So as we go along, we're just going to eat where we eat and grab water where we grab water, and yeah, it's so the only thing that is set in stone is the start and the finish of each day.
Is there any support or thought of supplementation that might assist? Something like something that might help assist with inflammation, bromelain, or maybe omega-3? Or is there any of that thought? An IM8 supplementation?
I mean, if IM8 were to come and say they'll support me with it, then I'll probably take IM8. But at the moment,
you don't have anyone at this stage?
No.
Nothing in that regard?
No, nothing in that regards. At the moment,
That's cool. So basically, you're taking off. You got 20 people, so that's great. But as far as support, it's fuel. You're running 60 Ks a day, so it's fuel. But the tactic is, hey, we're running through China. Let's eat in China. Let's stop at restaurants. Let's meet people along the way. And when we want to eat, we eat. Obviously, you're going to eat a lot. Joe running 60 Ks a day.
I eat a lot anyway.
Food is fuel. Yeah, thank goodness for this one.
Yeah, we're going to eat like we'll go have breakfast properly. We'll run along and maybe have, we'll stop and so it's 60K. So we'll probably run 10K, 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 look at every 10K to stop.
How many hours a day on the road are you thinking? Is this 8 to 12 hours a day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some days
Our
more.
max will be 12.
Yeah.
I think most days are going to be 9 to 10.
Yeah.
It depends. Again, we've got the students with us, and there has to be a changeover. So they're not all running together with us. So they take it in turns. So they'll be staggered through the day, and some will run more than others depending on their levels and how tired they are and whatever. Because they are teenagers, and teenagers they get tired, don't they?
Yeah.
We got to look after that.
I got 2 teenagers. There's going to be some dangling the carrot on good viewing. There's going to be some challenges.
But I've kind of we spent 3 days with them. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. They're pretty polite. They're well behaved. They're nice. They got great energy as well, which is nice. There's a few which I can see will really improve or not.
That's some of the magic from a viewer's perspective. That's some magic. People want to see adversity. They're going to see physical pain. Obviously, watching you and your mate, and then the guys jump in for 60 Ks a day for 60 days. So if you want it, people, there it is. You're going to see Joe experience some physical pain, mental and emotional pain as well. That's going to come up.
I think the emotional is going to be the problem.
How do you prepare for that then?
I don't know.
You don't. Oh, God, that's brilliant. Okay, are you running any scenarios? You're at home and thinking, okay, I'm for some reason I'll just say day 33 again. It's day 33. The monotony of getting up and doing 8 to 12 hours a day again on the roads. It's going to come up. I'm going to jump ahead. I'm going to take myself to that moment now. Here's some strategies I think that I could employ. Have you thought about that?
No.
Okay, babe. This is going to be a great doco.
So I kind of...
You're obviously incredibly mentally strong, Joe, to do what you've done already.
I am quite strong, but I'm also 55 years old. I'm not a youngster.
Yeah.
And like the guy said today, who were, in the sports science guys today, they don't think there's any data out there. No one's kind of done data on someone my age doing this kind of extreme sport. And one of the things that I'm worried about is being tired. I do get tired.
That's fair, Joe.
And so I'm worried about that. But I also know that I have an ability to keep going. But I don't want to break myself either.
Yeah, that's
something.
what we're doing. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Well,
because part of the stuff
very
before you run, and
I'm very
and after.
confident in what we've done with my body.
Yeah,
And that's something. But the tiredness, like I've got a cough now, and I'm going to get that kind of thing on the road, I'm sure. And so I've got to get up and run, or I've got to get up and get out there. And so that's kind of thing that does worry me. And it's what do I do? How do I manage it? I mean, no one knows. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
I really don't. I have no idea. It's not, all I can think about is one step.
Yeah,
that's it. I can visualize the finish, which I do.
Nice.
And, I have that in my head.
Do you also visualize the help that you're creating, the help that you're helping people that...
That's part of what I'm visualizing with the finish,
Because that comes to your why, but sorry, I just need to, in my brain, I just want to close off the logistics. How are you financing this? Where's the money coming from?
So really very lucky. We've had some private donors who've given us some money. One very kind donor, Terry Cope from Wee.
Good on you, Terry. You're a legend.
Yeah, absolute legend. He caught me one day. I was just going around a corner and he said, "Joe, what's up?" I said, "Oh, I'm just struggling a bit." He said, what's your stress? And I go, I got to finance this run. And he goes, "What do you need?" And I went, $1 million. And he goes, "You got it." Gave it me on Friday. That was on Wednesday. He gave it me by Friday.
Wow, what a human.
Yeah, amazing. And
he sees the good that you
so it's not something that's
happened
happened overnight. I've known him for 16 years. But he's been a great supporter of the other things I've done and the charities. And he gave a lovely speech there. I did a talk the other day and he never comes to anything that he's very good. He donates to quite a few charities. And I've never known him put his name to anything. And he came to this event that I was talking at. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to name him in this event. Like he doesn't want it ever. And he just came because it was local. And then I got him up on the stage and he said the nicest thing. He said to me, "Joe," he said, when I moved to Woo, I hated people. He said, "I loved dogs and I hated people. And I built a wall around my house so I didn't have to see people. And then I met Joe and he started changing how I saw people," which I thought was a really nice, I really appreciated what he said there. And without him, we'd have been in trouble. There's been other donors. Polin Monastery have been very supportive as well. And there's been other donors who've come in as well. But that was the original first start that made it possible that we knew we could do it. Because it's costing more than $1 million.
Yeah.
It's costing actually...
in Hong Kong dollars we're talking, aren't we?
Yeah, Hong Kong dollars.
Because how much money are you hoping to raise?
$1 million US.
$1 million US.
Yeah.
That's
so come on,
million
guys, start donating.
How do people do it? Mate, let's use this.
We're going to, obviously, through the run, we're going to be posting on socials. So there's Joe_Lodder. My name, Joe Lodder, is pretty...
J-O, no E.
No E, J-O Lodder, Lodder. So if you find it on Facebook, but if you Google me, you'll find lots of stuff on me there. So that's one way. Unbound Ultra Run is another. There's there's Instagram, and then Action Asia Foundation, which is the foundation we're doing it under, which is Section 88 charity, which I'm a director of. And so we've got a website called runchina.run, and on there's a donate page, and you can donate using credit card. I don't know why, but people still use checks in Hong Kong, so you can send a check to an address, or FPS, so you can do that. And then, so that's runchina.run.
And then just to close that off a little bit, who are you helping in particular? So just say I'm inspired by this talk. I am. I'm sitting here, I'm inspired. And I want to help out. Run China run, and I want to help out because I know you and you're doing some amazing things. But then I'm go, because I'm helping Joe. What is this adventure? Who is it helping?
Okay,
who is
so
it helping?
so let me go into a bit more on that. So
Please.
we're helping people with disability.
Yeah.
So we're doing a number of things. We're working with the Paralympic Committee to do kind of encourage people to come into sport, various different sports, just to try it. You know, different areas. You know, it could be sailing. You know, it could be fencing. It could be anything. But we're encouraging people who are disabled to come and try, and so that would be one area. Another area we're looking at doing is getting people outdoors. So getting them to go maybe up to Victoria Peak. We did an event there the other day. We took 5 people who were in wheelchairs, and bar one, none of them had ever seen a view before. And these were actually people who had jobs, and one was a social worker, another's a recruiter, but they'd never seen a view, ever seen a view.
Just quantify a view.
A view.
As in,
like a
I'm
view.
up on a mountain and I
you
can see a long
view.
way.
Yeah.
But because in Hong Kong, ladies and gentlemen, we live in high rises,
Yeah.
and often my view is obscured by the other 50
But they've never
high-rises.
seen a view. So then, like at the top of Victoria Peak, you can go round. There's a 3.5 kilometre
isn't it?
loop, which is beautiful. And we took them round there, and they saw it, and they were like, "You should have seen their faces." It was like when you see someone who's just seen the sea for the first time.
Yeah.
It was incredible. The other person who had seen the view had been up there with me before, so it wasn't his first time. And so we want to do more of that. Like, you know, even to Muiwu Beach, we took a group there, and, you know, it's just very, very friendly, disabled friendly, and people don't realize that. So we want to encourage this. And there's many places in Hong Kong we're going to start, and we'll work with other charities to do that. And then the other one is that we want to make lives better. So whether that's through helping with rehabilitation, helping with a wheelchair, maybe they don't have a wheelchair, one that doesn't work. I mean, we supplied before a load of wheelchairs. One guy in particular, he was having real problems. He used to cross the road and get stuck in the middle of the road.
I remember you telling me this.
And so we gave him a new wheelchair, and it changed his life. He said to us, "You've changed mine, but you've also changed my family's life, because now I'm independent." So we want to do more of that. And then also we're going to work with other charities, such as there's a charity called Wise that are a recruitment company, and they help get jobs for people with disability. So, you know, there's some great charities out there. And what we're looking to do is kind of be the conduit, that's the right word, or whatever.
Conduit, sounds good to me.
To bring other charities together that can help an individual you know, really find their superpower, I suppose. So that's what we're looking to do through Action Asia Foundation. And
then just on that, because, you know, sometimes people have apprehensions to donate to charity because they're not 100% sure where the money will go. There's transparency. How do you?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Action Asia is a foundation.
So it's a registered charity. I can be confident that my money's going.
It's a Section 88 charity.
Yeah.
It's actually a charity that's been going 19 years. It was set up by Gordon Oldham, who's a lawyer in Hong Kong. And because of COVID and various other reasons, it kind of went dormant. And then Gordon asked me to get involved with it. And so we're reigniting it, kind of thing. And then, yes, and the other charities, we only work with charities that really do a good job. First Steps, for instance, they're just an amazing charity that really, really grassroots, really help people, directly help them. And you can see and feel that things happen when they get involved. And that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to bring these charities together to help individuals just on a bigger scale. Because, you know, let's say you become disabled, you don't know immediately who you need to go to, or if there is anyone out there that can help you. Yeah. If you've got an organization that is already bringing people together, you know, to fit with what you need, then, you know, I think that's a good thing.
Can you give one other story about someone that's been helped by the work that you've done?
There was
and if it's okay to make them human, if it's okay to use their name, you don't have to use their full name.
Yeah. So there was a guy called KC who he fell down unfortunately, he slipped on in the escalator and broke his neck on the last rung of an escalator. We've all done it.
What like the central escalator up to the world's longest continuous
actually
escalator?
the Quarry Bay one, the one
Quarry
in
Bay.
the one in Taikoo.
Taikoo, oh, no way.
Yeah, he slipped in the last escalator. He was on the phone. So yeah, we helped with him with various things.
Hang on, when he slipped, what happened?
He broke his neck. He hit the
So quadriplegic, paraplegic?
quadriplegic.
Oh, my goodness. How old was this guy?
48 or something like that.
And so
Maybe
then,
older than that.
And okay,
Not
and then
much.
so,
But he was he was a well-known guy, outdoors guy. You know, he'd done trail walker many times.
and so how did you help?
Yeah,
Literally, I mean, where the rubber hits the road, so to speak, or where the
so-
charity dollar hits the
Yeah.
person.
So what we did is we came in with some money to help him with his recovery, really, and
Yeah, that's a great point. That
yeah,
costs money. Huh?
Yeah. So we helped with various different areas in relationship to his, recovery. I mean, he's
How was Casey now?
great. Yeah, he's. I haven't caught up with him recently because I've been so focused on other things. But I get pictures and stuff. He's got his wheelchair. It's flying around. He goes for beers with his mates now. But one of the things he wants to do is he wants to circumnavigate Hong Kong Island and raise money for other people. That's his kind of goal, which I'm sure he'll do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because I thought I need to catch up with him, but kind of time's run out. And but when I come back, I will do that.
Isn't that beautiful though? You give, you receive, and then you receive and you want to give to others. So something happened to KC that was life altering.
Yeah.
I could only imagine. He received some help, and as a response to that, he wants to help others.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a beautiful story. And inspiring,
Actually,
huh?
interesting. There's a guy called Jackie who's a recruiter, and we just got him a new battery for his wheelchair, and which is, it doesn't sound a lot, but it's a lot to someone whose legs are a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And so we got him not just we got him a full new battery, and now we have he's helped recruit the person who's doing our social media, Carmen. So she works, and so it's kind of full circle where that's work. That's pretty cool as well.
I guess that touches on your why. I'm going to not use day 33 because you're getting sick of it, ain't you? I'm going to say it's day 47, the hardest day you've woken up and you've gone, oh my God, I can't do this again. Maybe my feet are sore or there's something going on. You roll over and you go, hang on a minute, this isn't about me. Like, is that's your why, Joe?
I think that's the why. Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
I've got to have a bigger purpose.
Yeah, it has to be more than you.
I remember with the 4 Trails, Nikki Han saying when she has a why. If you don't have a why, if you don't have the why, you're not going to achieve it.
Yeah.
Whatever that may be, it's your own personal thing. For me, it's helping others. That really, that really motivates me. The thought that this will do something for other people, that really motivates me.
And then your dream for this event, your dream for this challenge, I don't know what to call it, Joe. What do I call it? What do you call it there? Challenge?
Adventure.
Adventure. Okay,
Yeah,
quest.
adventure.
I love
Quest.
the word quest.
Yeah, adventure.
Yeah. Your dream for this. Blue sky. Okay, raise $1 million US. Boom.
Yeah.
Run China.run. Let's go, people.
Yeah.
And then
And also, what the other thing is that what I'd love to happen is other people do mini runs along the way. So come and join me if you want, and all the way along China. We're going to have a tracking system so you know where I am.
Yeah.
That'll be on the website. It'll be on runchina.run. Also, we have actionasia.foundation. So it'll be on both of those websites. So we're going to have a tracking system. So every day you'll know, or in fact, it'll be live so you know where I am. But you can also there is also the route already. So you can download this. It's on the website already. But you can request it. Go on any of the socials, follow us. But if you want to join us, come and join. We're wanting people. This isn't just about me. Come and join for the run. I'd love to see people there. I'd absolutely love it. But if you can't join, do something here in Hong Kong or wherever you're living. Go and do a 5K and do it as part of the, part of the Unbound ultra run that we're doing across China. You go and run. You can raise money whilst you're doing it. There are other organizations that are doing the same kind of thing. So they're going to run whilst we're running. And so, just that would be really exciting. And if you let me know, I could dial in. At the beginning, I'll come and say hi, wish you all luck, and then continue. That would be amazing to see. That's what I'd love.
That's awesome. I got so excited when you said that. Come and join me, and I stopped myself because I didn't want to break your mid sentence. I thought of Forrest Gump. You remember when Forrest starts running and people just start following him, then all of a sudden he's got this band of people running across. I can't wait to see you in 60 days with a beard, Joe.
You won't see me with a beard because I get very angry when I have a beard.
Okay, let's
not do that. I get grumpy. But yeah, it's because originally they were, the Chinese guys who were working with me, they said, "Oh, let's do this Forrest Gump," and I was like, "Yeah." But then the reason we call it Unbound Ultra Run is because we're looking on a bigger scale. So if this works and we do okay with this, we then perhaps do something else as well. There'll be other things.
To do that, do you think, well, I ran 3,260 Ks a day for 60 days. To do that, I've got to go bigger again? Is that what it drives?
It just might be a
different type of challenge.
A different challenge. It might be just something smaller, but we could be more things. It could be that we're doing, one of the things we're looking at doing with the school, Tayo School, is going up to Poland Monastery so they've got 100 kids at the school, so we'll take 100 people who are disabled up there, whether they're blind, in a wheelchair, or whatever, and go up in the cable car, or if they want, we could hike up, or depending on what people. So we could make more of it. That's what I'm talking.
So basically, if I try to paraphrase, it's inevitable that you're going to build a family around this, or a tribe, people that follow, respect what you're doing and want to help. Yeah,
I like it.
Me too. Yeah. Great word. Yeah. So there's going to be a tribe of people that are going to be inspired by this event that want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Once you're completed the event, why don't we keep the tribe together and let's do something else together in order to help people.
Yeah, I want
that's cool. So this is the start of something as well.
And it could be that I do this and then come up with something else. Already, obviously there's things brewing in my head. But
a lot of time on the road to think, Joe.
There's already brewing there now. Yeah. I'm already thinking that. But it's kind of, it's kind of I don't want this just to be one event. I want it to be a continuation. That's the reason why we changed the name. And but it is going to be, I'm hoping it's going to be kind of like Forrest Gump, yeah.
What shoes you wearing? Any idea yet? That's important. Like that, seriously, I know this seems logistics again, but you must have put some thought into.
I do. I've got a couple of brands that I'm looking at wearing at the moment, but we're just working on those. I generally wear Topo, which has been so they will definitely.
Are they zero drop Topos?
No.
Okay. No. You don't have any. You don't have any preference as far as zero drop or
no. I like a little bit of cushion.
Yeah, especially on the road.
There's a brand called, I think it's called Coaster Mountain.
Yeah,
and they build shoes specifically for this kind of long distance running, and they've offered me some shoes as well. So. Nice. But Topo I wear daily. That's my everyday go-to shoe. Ultra shoes, running. I've got them on all the time. Yeah. I think they're a great shoe. And so, yeah. Compression? You're going to wear compression socks? No. You know, there's pretty good research on compression socks with marathon running. It decreases DOMs because, you know, when you run, the muscles shake a little bit. Yeah. That prolonged shaking can lead to DOMs. I'm so smooth, they don't. You don't? Okay. No, oh, that's kidding. The perfect answer. That's the perfect answer. Wow, okay. No. Also, the mind muscle, the neurological connection is also, but I'm not going to throw in anything new. I tried them I tried them a long time ago, and and they didn't like it very well. I don't swell my body because I'm vegan.
Yeah.
I think I don't have that kind of swelling that other people have. Everyone talks about swelling. I don't
Okay.
have it. Your feet are going to be a problem.
Yeah, that's why I was curious about the shoes.
I don't get black toe,
Yeah.
you know, but I've never done anything like this. So how do I know?
Yeah,
you know, when I did the 5 trails, I got a blister with about 120K to go, something like that, 120K to go. And by the time I finished 120K, the blister had gone.
Your body's a superhero.
Well, today, I've had 20 pinpricks in my fingers. Look, you wouldn't even know. The guy
Wolverine.
the guy literally goes, "Oh my God." He said, "I've never seen anyone, you know, I'm doing a pinprick. By the time you come back, which is 4 minutes later, it's gone." He said, I've never seen,
Really?
I've done that. So I heal pretty
Study
quickly.
your blood,
Yeah.
Joe, maybe.
But my healing is
Yeah.
pretty good, you know. So I think that's to do with my diet. I think, you know, I'm not drinking alcohol. That doesn't help. I don't eat meat. I think you don't get the swelling in the same way when you're vegan. I mean, there are some other negatives about it, but that's...
Yeah, but you're a proponent of plant-based diet.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
And then, so it's okay. Then just diving into nutrition. I know you said there's no real plan. You're running through China. You're going to eat in China.
Someone gave me some of that pea stuff you told me about.
Pea protein.
Yeah,
I've got
a thing at home now.
I really think
my mate drops them off at my house.
Have you tried it?
No.
Try it before you start running.
Okay.
I really think it'd be a good idea. Just the volume of exercise you're doing, Joe, 60 Ks a day.
Yeah.
I just think, you know, I believe everyone that lives in a place like Hong Kong or a healthy environment can easily get their protein needs met by just eating well. But you're a different animal for 60 days, mate. 60 Ks a day. There's going to be some stresses.
Yeah.
There confirmed there's going to be a lot of stress and increased stress going through your body. Protein plays a part in that.
The other problem I've got is the amount I can carry with me, because there's only so much.
Oh, meaning the car you can't put in.
Well, it's just the fact that, you know, there's a lot of us traveling together.
Yeah, that's true.
So
the mobile
we've got
home,
to go,
you can't fill it up with.
Well, the kids have got to learn in it.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. So we're all going to have to go a little bit on, you know, we're going to have to minimize things. So for me, important to take the gun,
High price have come in. That was
high price have come in, given them that thing, which is great.
Thank you, high price. Good
Thank you, high price. Yeah, amazing. And
he's a good bloke, Tim. That was a great introduction.
Yeah,
I'm so glad that worked.
Yeah, thank you for that.
My pleasure.
And they've done that, and I'm going to take all of the stuff that they've given me.
Let's talk recovery then. You've just finished 60 Ks. What do you do, Joe? Tell them.
I've got the video. We've got a process of I think it's about 20-minute process.
Yeah,
I did it today actually.
Awesome.
Before I did the trial today. Yeah, that's so we're going to set out. All of us are going to do it. The kids and everybody. We're going to have it as a kind of a ritual in the morning and the evening.
Nice.
And we've got Andrew's set out a 20-minute kind of stretching and loosening and
keep your body
supple,
joints and your muscles in the right conditions just to stay healthy to get up and do it again tomorrow. To prepare you and help you unwind.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, don't miss a day, mate.
No, I won't.
And then slide in those compression pants from Hyper Ice.
Yeah.
Lay there, cool Novi. Hey, babe, I'm doing great.
Yeah,
doing great.
Legs sticking out as it goes. Yeah. That's what. So, yeah, that's all set. I'm going to start packing. I don't know. I'll just start maybe tomorrow. Start looking at what I'm taking.
Yeah. Yeah. Even that. I know you've got a lot going on, Joe, and some of the times when you speak on because the enormity of the challenge, like it's no joke, Joe, running 60 Ks a day for 60 days. It's no joke. And there was a moment in this conversation where I felt, why is Joe being naive? God, I hope he, you know, but
I am being naive, of course.
Yeah, but that's
you don't
part
do
of your
this
shtick,
without being naive.
That's part of your shtick, eh?
You think think these big things, and you've got to be naive. And I might fail, but I won't fail, because even if I, whatever happens, I'm going to achieve in some format with this.
Yeah.
And it's not just about me, but I'm going to fucking give it a right go to get to the end. And I just, the way I look at things is just, I look at it quite short term. I look, okay, I got 60K today. I can do 60K. And how do I do it? I just start with a step.
Yeah.
And then I do another step. And then I do another step. And that's all I look at. And I'll look at from day to day. I won't go too far. I won't think too much. And, I've got a vision of what I'm seeing at the end. But, that's a long way away. But you have that vision, and every day you have to deal with different situations. And that's the way I'm going to look at it. But I've never done anything anywhere near like this. This is like insane. And sometimes I have knots in my stomach thinking about it, and thinking about, all the money that's gone into this, all the, the effort, the work, the planning. What happens if I mess up on the first day? But of course, that's just normal, I think, to think that way.
Yeah. So in that, my mind sort of went to, you're an amazing bloke, Joe, but you're not a superhuman.
No, I'm not.
So, and you have...
pretty fucked up individual.
Yeah, and you have doubts like all of us.
I have a lot of doubts all the time.
Yeah.
I have to take myself away and whip for myself and tell me not to.
But your super strength as a superhero is just go, well, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to get up and go.
Yeah. Someone said, I bumped into someone the other day, and they said, Jesus, Joe, you said you're going to do this, and you just did it. And I go, well, it wasn't quite that easy. But yeah, I mean, I think in life, you've got to, if you don't challenge yourself and you don't push yourself, I think it's a pretty boring life. And if you don't have stories are super important.
Yeah.
And the only way to make stories is to get out and do something.
And sometimes the best stories come from within a spectrum, of course, the worst experiences.
Oh, always the worst experiences. And then you can make the best story out of them. It's always something where you've fucked up or you've done something. I'm hoping that I get some good stories that don't involve me in hospital, which often has been the case.
There are going to be some bad days, tough.
Yeah, there's no question.
There's going to be some tough days.
And from what I understand, from what I've heard from people who are not, people who have done kind of things like this, the first week is often the hardest while your body gets into, starts getting into shape. And then once it starts understanding what it's doing, it then starts going, okay, I know what I have to do every day. And that's what I've heard. I remember watching a documentary, and I can't remember which one it was, but the guy was off trying to break a record for running across America or something, which is insane, like it's a much bigger thing than I'm doing. And watching it, and he'd only done the first day, and he's going, I can't do this. And then he finished it and broke the record. So it kind of made me think, okay, maybe even if I have a tough day in the first day, just get through it. Because that's the other thing is with running, you can go through a tough day and you think, oh, I can finish. And then I can't finish. I can't do it. And then you just go another hour and suddenly you're feeling okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why that happens.
Do you know where my mind just went? My self-doubts, obviously doing a podcast, sitting here talking to you, and I just go, sometimes I'm like, why am I doing this? But I know why I do it, because I get to speak to great people like you. Like, again, I just, it's Andrews University. You know what I mean? Like,
it's an opportunity.
I get inspiration from people who speaking, to people like you. And then I just did a little trip over the last 138 episodes, and in that I interviewed this guy, Damien Ryder, who rode a skateboard across Route 66.
Amazing.
He paddled a prone paddleboard from the Gold Coast to Bondi to deal with his own mental health.
Actually, I've seen that. He was on
he spoke,
a documentary.
Yeah, he did a documentary.
I saw that documentary.
Oh my goodness,
amazing!
Like, what
and he
an
got all
amazing
chapped and
Oh,
His
yeah.
face was all in. Yeah.
And then another guy, Hong Kong bloke, the longest hole, he played golf across Mongolia. Did you hear about this guy?
I did
Another
hear.
human,
Someone told me the other day about it. Yeah.
Amazing bloke that just did something. So to that, because I haven't done anything like that, but you're about to, and you have done some things. What would you say to someone that's contemplating doing a quest, an adventure that seems almost, I'm going to say yours to me, seems unsurmountable. Like I'm like, man, 60 Ks a day for 60 days. And I know you've broken it down and you're just one day at a time. But just say someone is contemplating doing something amazing, you know what I mean? And to try to help people out. So there's their why. What's some words of advice that you'd pass on to someone?
I mean, I think whether I haven't done it yet, so let's be clear.
But hang on,
that,
sorry.
You know. So
removing the actual doing the event, just to get there is, excuse my language, is a fucking amazing feat. Just to get to where you're going on Friday. So you have done a shitload, Joe.
Yeah,
you've raised money, you've mobilised. All of a sudden, now you've got
team.
you think what you've done. So let's not. Please don't discount that.
Okay.
Now's not in this platform. Don't be humble,
Yeah.
Joe. From me, you've done something amazing.
Yeah.
Just based on what you've done so far and what you're going to do, talk to someone that wants to do it.
It's interesting because everything has been a step. You know, so you're talking. So the step each has been a step. So the marathon started a year ago to get to this point where we had got the whole thing, the event together. Let's say that's an event. The challenge starts on the 15th of October. So that's a whole different thing altogether. But then each one is a step. So you're going, okay, I want to do this. And then you've got to break them down into steps. And how do I get to that point, to that point, to that point? And each one is just a step. It's just a step. And if you don't do it, you don't take that step, you're not going to get to the next step. So you just got to start. The only thing you can do is start.
So have the big picture, but understand the micro steps
but
that you have to do. Yeah.
And do it today.
Yeah.
You know, you could talk about it all you like, but just start it. Get it done. If you don't start it, it doesn't happen. You know, that is, I mean, there's so many things I've done that I've talked about and not started. You know, so you just got to start something. And once you start it, you start putting it together. You don't know where it's going all the time, but you just take the next step and you start talking to people. You start implementing what you need to do. And there's so many things I'm out of control on. There's so many things I haven't got together.
Yeah.
But you've got to start thinking, okay, does it really matter? You know, there's, you know, everything. There's the China social media. It's all over the shop. There's kind of, I mean, these are trivial things, but it's just everything. I mean, our film crew, I haven't got the visa. The visas are struggling to come through. The guys have just messaged me today. We had to move their flights. They were supposed to be out there earlier because, you know, there's all these things happening, but you just got to get each step. And then you got to, if you've got a problem, you got to then try and address it, look at different ways to address it. Is it possible? Is it not? Move on, ask people for help. Super important. Ask people for help. And there's so many people out there when you're trying to do something like this and want to help you as well. And so that, you know, that's what I say. And I mean, it's not easy. I've got to say, it's not been easy. And I had some serious levels of stress involved. My stomach was in bits. The headmaster, Eric, his back was really bad. And, you know, both of it, I said to him, my stomach's really bad. And Stephen helped me with that, actually. And his back, and he was both stressed. It was both from stress. And so, you know, we've both been under pressure because it's a big responsibility. And he's not even coming on the run. You know, like he's passing the responsibility on to other people. And that's a big thing because it's his name to it. So, you know, I appreciate all the work that he's done. It's amazing. And all the people I've met because of him as well, you know, because he's been in the educational industry for a long time. And so I'm meeting all these amazing people that I met CY Long just not so long ago. And, you know, it's great. And when we're in China, we've got all this stuff we're going on with the University of Beijing and different entities in China that we're meeting as well. I've got to remember to have a bit of a holiday before we start, though.
Yeah.
That's important. But yeah, I mean,
Tell us about your worst day since you started. Sorry, how about I just say, was there a day where you went, that's it, I can't do this, I'm going to pull the pin?
no.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is so cool. The way you answered that was so
I've had
good.
some days where I was feeling sick,
Yeah.
but never pulling the pin.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, never even thought about it.
And then have you had a day?
I've had some days where I was physically fucked,
Yeah.
where I thought, there's no way I can run this. But I was always finding a route, asking friends for help.
Yeah.
Asking you help me. You straight away put your hand up. Tomo, the Japanese guy, straight away. And then he flew over to see me.
Yeah.
So
It's a good mate there.
yeah, great mate. And he said, I've come to give you some vitamin T.
Vitamin Tomo, is it?
Yeah. And we did a few runs together, and it really amazing. I felt amazing after that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was, just sometimes you just need people who you respect and trust to come and just tell you you're okay.
And then let's go to the other end. Have you had a day where you've gone, holy shit, this is amazing. Look what I'm going to say. Look at what you've done, and you can frame it however. But for me, the outside looking in, you've been the primary driving force. Have you had a day where you go?
I felt pretty proud of everything at the Paralympic event the other day when I've got all the students are there, headmasters there, and John's there, and some other teachers from the school are there. And the kids were all interacting with everybody. And I was just looking around and I thought, yeah, this is pretty good. We brought a team together and they're all working together. And I was quite proud of that, I've got to say.
Yeah, if I just jump into your skin for a moment, we've both got kids, and I'm just going, imagine the ripple effect that would have on your direct family, like your kids. How many kids you got?
6.
6. So if I go, imagine the effect. I believe that would have a positive effect on my 6 kids, and that might have a ripple effect. And then I just go, but hang on, I believe there's going to be a ripple effect with those 9 kids that come on the run. So there's another ripple effect. And then all the people you meet on the way, there's a chance. This is a beautiful, positive message.
So the
you're doing.
You've worded this beautifully. It's all about ripple.
Yeah.
And so we want each individual to have, drop their stone in the lake, and for their ripple to slowly, move out. And, that's going to affect their families. It's going to affect their lives. It's going to affect their friends' lives. It's going to change them. And then on top of that, because we're raising money to help other people, there'll be a ripple effect that comes out of that.
I'm a better bloke. Far out, Joe.
Pardon?
It's got a ripple effect from me.
Yeah.
Seriously.
All of us.
I get to hang out with you twice a week.
Yeah.
Hear your stories, do what I can that I think I might be able to help. And
I'm
It's
talking about
great.
my children, my kids, they're amazing. And all of them are really into their fitness as well, which has been nice. And they haven't always been. And I'm not saying I was the influence in changing that, but what I have done is we all kind of at the same time did that. And so we're all doing stuff that is sport and is away from alcohol and is much more to do with longevity. And I love that.
yeah.
It's been brilliant. And so when the film crew went to interview my parents, they said, "Oh, we'd like, maybe some of the kids come." I said, "Okay." So I said, I have to message them all. And he goes, "Oh, we haven't got time for all of them." I said, "I can't ask one without the whole lot." Anyways, it turned out 5 of the 6 went. And so I think they had a great time, and it was great for my parents as well. They had an interaction, dinner and stuff. And it ended up being, so that, even that on its own, just having that as an event for my parents was amazing, and I have a grandson as well, Sid, and he was there as well.
Go on.
And so, yeah, that was all. So even that is part of, all these things have effects, don't they?
So glad there's people like you out in the world, Joe. So glad.
Well, thank you.
And
I don't.
to that, and I'm glad that you've been able to hold your voice together. I can tell that's been a challenge as well. It's
Yeah.
not easy when you wake up and you don't feel 100%, and then you've got to do what you have to do to get through the day. But I guess where I'd like you to finish, is there anything that you'd like to share that we haven't touched on? Is there anything that you think would be helpful to us when we listen to this, or what would you like to add?
I think all I've got to say is that every day, people have come to me and they talk about their kids, okay, and I say, I know this is slightly offbeat, but in this day and age, particularly in Hong Kong, there's a lot of suicide rates in Hong Kong for teenagers, and in China, it's almost epidemic like, and I think parents have to think and be responsible for their kids. And part of that responsibility is not to push them too hard in academic, understand what their abilities are, because they're only kids and they've got a long time to live. I'm 55 and I'm still just starting to learn things now. And that's a long bloody time, And I look at it that I'm halfway through life, because I'm going to live to be well over 100, because I'm going to make sure my body does that. So I'm thinking it's a long time to push them, let them run, let them find their way. And the most important thing when you're bringing up a child, and we've talked about this, is that you bring up a kind child. That's for me is the most important. If you've produced a kind child, you've succeeded. The rest will come. They'll find what they want to do. As long as you've got a reasonable education in there, they'll find what they want to do. And life's to be lived, and I think that's important. I know that's slightly outside of what we're doing, but that's an important factor.
I just went, life's to be lived. Get out on the road and go, or whatever it is your road is. Yeah, life's to be lived. That's what I think. We only get one crack. I'm not sure. Maybe we do, but I'm just not 100% sure, and I'm not willing to bet.
No,
so I might as well have a proper go.
Yeah,
we might as well have a proper go while we're here.
How old are you, Andrew?
I'm 52.
Looking out, look at it. It doesn't look. You look amazing as well. It's and that. Look at what you're doing every day. And do you wait?
I think I'm very fortunate.
Do you wake up aching, and do you wake up feeling?
Some days.
Yeah.
Part of my okay, just for a second. Part of I'm still learning lots, and I'm still learning about me. I love to move and exercise and compete, and actually, to be honest, and I've said this many times on this podcast, it's using your word conduit. It's a conduit for me to feel like I commune with God. Some days, Joe, like just say my Thursday, Saturday ritual, I paddle out to this island in Hong Kong, 3.5 kilometres off the coast.
I love that.
And sometimes it's just me, or sometimes it's me with one of my best mates you could ever ask for. And either I'm by myself moving and exercising, exploring my body, and then breathing. And so it's amazing. But then there's sometimes, I'll just say, another great mate, we work out together every Monday. And it's just so much fun that I have a tendency for overdoing it. Like just say I'm dealing with an elbow. So I'm still learning. So I'm 52. And one thing I would say is when I exercise, I can't do the same things I could do when I was 21, 22, but I can still feel the same. And sometimes I can feel better than what I ever I used to box. I used to do boxing and rugby league, and that was the way that I got a thrill, because I love those sports and I love competing and pushing myself, and the feeling that I've got, and the community, the brotherhood, the brethren of hanging out with your mates.
Yeah.
So potentially physically I can't listen to my that's me, Joe. Potentially I can't. Don't say you can't. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. But there's a big chance that I can't perform to the same physical extent I could 30 years ago. But man, I can feel the same. And I really love that. And I'm still learning when to stop so I don't hurt myself again. Thing, so I can keep doing that. And that, seriously, mate, you think I would have worked with the Up by 52. I work with people every day, and movement is the biggest, I guess you'd say, strategy, sometimes hands-on, but mostly just guiding people to move and lift and stuff like that. And I'm still working it out for myself. But I guess that's part of the fun.
But you are, I mean, I've worked out with you, and we've done the movement together, and you're really you've got good movement, and I try to copy you, but it's hard to I've broken so many different bones that I don't flex as the same. I have to understand that it doesn't work as well, but I do know that I'm better than I was. I'm better. My flexibility, like my right knee, it's nearly back to it's nearly back to what it was years ago from doing all this, doing this flexibility that we're doing. I can bend it way more than I used to be able to.
Consistency is the magic sauce. Obviously, a little bit of know-how helps a lot.
Yeah.
But consistency is the magic sauce.
Yeah, it's
Seriously.
amazing. Anyway, but just because I think longevity now is a big, I came to one of your talks on longevity, and it kind of really inspired me. And
I'm the same. I
important.
want to feel great for as long as I can.
Yeah.
Milk this life.
But my
everything I
son,
can.
who's 23 or 22, he teaches longevity now.
Legend.
And I love it. That is when we should have started. I mean,
we're going to play catch up.
Had we known about it then, but these kids, they're going to live forever if they do this, if they do it correctly. I mean, the art of it is we want to live for as long as possible, as healthily and fit as possible, and then die. That's what I want to do.
In the short, compress that window.
Compress it down to a really short period. My grandparents all lived like that. I remember I went to see my grandfather on my mum's side. He went, I was in hospital. He'd been active as anything in hospital. And then he just said to me, "Oh, Joe, I'm full of moans." I was like, like he just moaned. He felt like that. And he died the next day. I went to see my grandmother. She was active, literally she was, but my aunt had said, "Come up," because she's not, she's definitely getting ill. 93, she was 94. And she literally chatting away. Next day she died. I mean, literally, like, amazing. Just and then my other grandmother, she goes, "Oh, now it was my mum's mum had died. Now she's died. I'm going." She did.
With that, not laughing, but you know what I mean in the context. I think we better let this conversation. No, don't apologise, mate. I'm just concerned about Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson.
We're here at Monday Studios, ladies and gentlemen. It's amazing here in Hong Kong, and we really appreciate Wilson's time. As I do appreciate your time, Joe, and what you're doing.
Thank you.
This will come out once you would have started. So when you're listening to this, Joey's out in the road somewhere running for 60 Ks. So thanks for what you're doing, Joe. It's amazing. It's inspiring.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, mate, I love this our second time, so thanks.
Yeah.
And also a word, guys, this podcast, does do better with some assistance. Hence, IM8, I really appreciate them coming along. You can support the show by going to im8health.com. If you want to try the product, it's pretty good. David Beckham's behind it, for goodness sake, and a scientific team, so I'm okay to put my brand beside it. And if you use the code Joint Dynamics in capitals, it does, total transparency, it is going to help out this show, and I really appreciate it because I want to keep coming back to this awesome studio.
It's amazing.
It's so good, Wilson.
How cool is this place?
Yeah.
I love it.
We better go, or we'll talk about Wilson's place for the next hour. Over and out, Joe. Thanks for coming along.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for hanging out with us here at the Joint Dynamics podcast. See you again in 2 weeks with another bloody superhuman just like Joe Lotter.
Thank you very much.
See you guys.
Bye.